on over to pick up Jane. She's our little girl that died back in 2005. How many years ago that was? 20 years ago. We decided we were going to move her to Montana. So me and Renee are going by to pick her up. It's the day before Thanksgiving. And we're going to pick her up and take her to Montana. We're going to bury her on the ranch and have kind of a family cemetery type thing up there on the ranch. And so that's what we're going to do.
She was stillborn. She never took a breath in the world, just for those of you who don't know. Jane was my third pregnancy, and she was stillborn at 39 and a half weeks, I believe due to a condition I had called cholestasis of pregnancy. We buried our tiny 8-pound baby angel in our local cemetery in Texas, but have now decided we want to bring her memory up to our ranch in Montana.
There's little Jane.
Yeah,
Hey, Jane, are you there?
He said she's 95% decomposed.
95 decomposed.
Yeah. So this is just her memory. She's in heaven. She's in heaven with Indy and JJ. All right, let's go to the...
Emotional. Take her home.
Yeah. What are all these noises?
I don't know.
This is your way of processing grief?
I didn't think that'd affect me. But she's going home.
Yeah, she is. Unfortunately, when we got to Montana, winter had arrived and the ground was too frozen to determine a good spot to bury her. So we decided to enjoy winter and we'll bury her in the spring. We've had some really good times this winter with family and friends, and we got lots and lots of beautiful snow. But sadly, just a few days ago, Finn took off to Texas to head west to continue van lifing the Pacific Northwest this year.
How are you feeling right now?
Don't like it.
Brother's leaving, sister's staying.
After spending a solid 3 months here in the mountains of Montana, the longest we've ever been here, I believe, I think we've all finally gotten our fill of winter weather. And me, Keith, and Kate are packing our bags, booking flights, and getting super excited about the sunshine and warmer weather and getting back to boat life. Stay tuned to find out where we're going to go this year and who's going to go along with us. Hi, I'm Heather McMillan. I am 28 years old and I am currently soaking up the tropical sun in the Florida Keys. Hi, I'm Bart Bartholomew. I'm 71 years old and I live in Florence, Mississippi. Hi, I am Jennifer Rodrigo. I am 19 years old and I live with my parents in Beverly Hills.
These people are not who they say they are. They were created by Surfshark.
Seriously though, alternative ID from Surfshark enables you to literally become whoever you want. You can get a whole new name, new address, new email address, even a new phone number. So you don't have to give your real information out anymore. Use alternative ID to sign up for stuff online. And here's a really cool thing that you could do with alternative ID. You can get a whole new email address and set up an Instagram profile and stalk your kids. Yeah, I don't have to do that because my kids let me follow them, but you could do that. You could become someone else and leave nasty comments on people's YouTube videos if you wanted to do that, and then nobody would know it was you. Sign up for Surfshark today. Go to surfshark.com/Zatara and get up to 4 months extra. The link is in the video description. The QR code should be on the screen at some point right about now. And all right, go do that, and then we'll get back to the show. I'm waiting for you to go sign up for Surfshark. Testing.
Testing.
Talk.
Yep. Working.
Hold on.
It's working.
No, this is mine. Look, I'm tapping.
No, I'm tapping now. Hello there.
Okay. Here we are.
All right, guys. Me and Renee, we're trying to do this little official stuff. It's kind of like podcast type thing, but it's really not.
I'm trying.
We're trying. We're getting better at it. We just want to give you guys an update on what's going on this year. So it's 2025. It is February something. And we are going back to the boat here in a few weeks. We've been saying that in all these videos, but we are going back to the boat. It's Puerto Rico. Hopefully the engines will start. Hopefully everything will get up to going. And we changed our mind. We're not going to go to La Paz, Mexico this year. Kate wanted to hang out on the East Coast and be closer to the ranch. And so that's what we're going to do. We're going to go up to Bahamas, dive for a month or two up in the Bahamas, and then move up north of hurricane season, somewhere in the Carolinas, maybe go even farther north. I don't know how far north we want to go, but just explore the East Coast. We've never done that. And have availability to the other kids in the ranch and still keep sailing and still keep the boat going. We were going to do the pirate treasure thing, and we still may do... what do we call it? Chasing gold. Here's the problem with the chasing gold thing, though. After doing a bunch of research, we realized that all the billionaires in the world have went out and bought lease tracts in the oceans, like in the Bahamas. There's one guy, he went out and he bought all the lease rights to look for gold and sunken treasure in the Bahamas. And what he did was he paid the president or the government of Bahamas a bunch of money, and they issued him a proclamation saying his company has the only rights to go out and salvage and look for sunken treasure. So if I go out there in my boat and I'm towing a sonar buoy behind me or something and looking for stuff under the water, they come out there, they take my boat away from me, they kick me out of the country, and I lose my boat. So it's a billionaire's game for sure. But what we're trying to work on is I'm trying to work where I can get underneath these guys and get a sublease or a sublicense. They get to keep anything I find, obviously, but where I can at least go search for gold. Because I was always enthralled by Mel Fisher's, the Atocha, the wreck of the Atocha down there in the Key West and all that stuff. I always wanted to do that, and that was really exciting for us. We may end up doing that. We may not end up doing it. We don't know. We don't know. We just don't know. It could be big. It could be small. We don't know. It's going to be tremendous, though, whatever it is.
Jack might not go on the boat with us. However, speaking of Jack, first of all, I want to make a couple of corrections on some previous videos.
I don't weigh 390.
Keith made a comment that he weighed 390 or something.
I think I'm down to 390. I hadn't weighed in a while because my scale's out up here, but got one coming. We're going to be weighing in.
Something?
I actually did. I'm down to 290.
He's lost 100 pounds in the last 4 weeks.
I'm feeling pretty proper there.
No, so he's down about 20 pounds.
Yeah, I'm down to
like
295, 290. I hadn't weighed in a couple of days, but yeah, working on it, guys. It's a work in progress. It's a whole year process for me. I will be down to. My goal is to be down to 200 pounds by the end of the year, and that's what I'm aiming for.
And then another thing that I want to clear up is in a previous video we talked about our costs and what we spent on food. And it seemed a little unreal that we would spend $300 a month on food. And I think it might be a little unreal because we have a boat full of provisions. We spent a couple $1,000s in Puerto Rico and Florida getting provisions.
Costco type stuff.
Condiments, sauces, pasta. So I have like a whole grocery store already on our boat. So when we go provisioning or go to grocery stores when we're traveling, all I have to get is like fresh produce, fresh meat, stuff like that. So it probably costs more than $300 a month. So I apologize for the misinformation.
But we don't need a bunch, me and Renee.
Yeah, again, we don't need a lot when it's just us.
Look at this. Do I look like I eat a lot? Don't answer that.
And when it's just me and Keith on the boat, I cook. We eat fresh foods. We don't eat any fast foods or eat out. Now when we get here to Montana, that's a whole different story.
I haven't eaten any fast food.
Oh my gosh.
Five Guys Burgers got a stock bump. I'm just saying.
Anyway, so I was going to mention Jack. He probably won't go on the boat with us right away. He may come later. He's got this YouTube thing going. He's super excited about filming. And we have had several comments about our children, and they are lazy. They're living in our basement. They're not producing anything. So I think Keith wants to address that little topic because he's got a lot to say about his children.
All these little segments we're putting in all these videos, I'm very passionate about the study of humanity, human responses, raising children, relationships, everything. And I'm going to start sharing those in a lot of videos. A lot of you, some of you may not like it. Some of you may think I'm arrogant. You may think I'm a narcissist. Probably have a lot of those tendencies in me for sure. But I'm passionate about the things I've learned over 55 years. Very, very passionate. I did things differently than everybody. Everybody was always telling me, no, you can't do that. You can't do that. You can't act that way. You can't do that. And I went against the grain all my life. And I'm not saying I'm right. I pissed a lot of people off in my life, and I've alienate a lot of people for sure. But I'm happy with the life I have. I'm happy with who I am.
So it goes back to the comments about Jack and Finn and
Our kid's not having a real job. When I was 18 years old, and Renee might pull this clip up, I was fit, skinny, young, 18-year-old kid. And I said in the video, I said, kids, when I'm 40, 50 years old, you can see that I once was a fit guy. Oh, isn't that nice? Kids, you look at this now. I used to be built. Now that I'm fat and old, I'm probably about 40, and we're looking at this. But I'm built now. I want my sons and daughters to know it. I was sexy when I was 19. Well, when I was a young man, even from when I was 16, 15, 14 years old, I had a vision of my children and the future I wanted with them. It's unusual for a young kid to have that kind of vision, but I had a vision for the family that I wanted. Now, did it all work out like I wanted it to? No, I've been divorced. I've got some kids who've chosen different paths in life and done different things. But I had a vision, and I still live by that vision of what I want in my family. I started out working very hard so that I could give my children freedom, and I could get freedom myself. And that was my main vision, is having freedom. A lot of people out there are career oriented. There's nothing wrong with that. They get security from career, from job. They get their self-esteem from their job. There's nothing wrong with any of those things. I'm just not that guy. My family's not that guy. And I didn't raise my children to go out and get on the hamster wheel. Instead, I raised my children to pursue freedom. Make the money you need to make to get freedom.
you said many times, you've got to do what you got to do so you can do what you want to do.
That's right.
And I think that's just something you've ingrained in our kids.
Yeah.
For many years.
Yeah, there is no security in my world of having a 9-to-5 job or a career. That can be taken away at any moment. At any given moment, that can be taken away. Anything can be taken away. My life can be snuffed out tomorrow. So I've raised our children. Me and Renee have raised our children to pursue freedom. We feel that's a more realistic goal for our family and the things we want to accomplish and the vision that we accomplished. Now, just talking about a little the nuts and bolts of our children, Jack and Finn both produce money. They've made money ever since they started YouTubing and brand deals, doing the things they do, and they make a nice living doing that. I wish I was 18 years old or 17 years old and could have wrote a check for a $30,000, $40,000 van again like Finn did. And I'm not trying to brag on him, but I am a little bit because he did things different.
Yeah, but they worked really hard,
They
too.
did.
They worked really hard. Jack still works hard.
When me and Renee talk about our vision for our children, I like being with my children. I like riding snowmobiles with my children. Yeah. I like doing things with my kids. And I buy those toys so that I can facilitate memories and experiences. Yeah. And some people might take that as spoiling them. Yeah. I don't take it as spoiling. They take care of those things. They pay for the fuel. They buy, their season passes, their ski passes. Yeah. They pay for everything.
They've been skiing all season. Keith finally went with them. Yeah. But they bought their own season passes at Big Sky. They bought their own skis. They bought their own new snowboards. We don't do a lot for them except feed them, I guess. They pay for their own gas to get all the way down there.
They do.
They're very independent, very self-sustaining.
A lot of people might have an argument in the comments about, well, what happens when YouTube's over?
Yeah.
Well, I think I've had a good enough vision for my children and our lives that I've prepared for that. And there'll be resources available for our children to make money in different ways.
Absolutely.
Than just YouTubing. I mean, YouTubing is a finite window. It's
but
got a beginning and an end.
But think of all they've learned about business and marketing and self-marketing and accounting and finances. And they've learned so much that they can take with them to any new business venture.
And talking about jobs, Jack and Kate, they went to Tonga this last year. And they learned that they don't ever want to work for somebody else again. And they had a great experience down there. And our friends down there that they worked for are great people. But they learned right away that working for $50 a day,
12 hours a
12,
day.
15 hours a day is not the fun package. And they want freedom. My children we raised them to want freedom. And, I was raised to work, to have a career, to do that. And Renee was too. Go get a job.
Get a job.
And that brings me back to one of the main points I wanted to make tonight or talk about is the vision that I had for our children. And it is this. I think it's the most asinine thing in the world to take your children, raise them up, give them the best education, and then say, go get a job, go get a mortgage, go get a car payment, get married, have 2.5 kids, or whatever the thing may be, and have them start from ground zero. And I didn't want that. That's what I had to do. I had to start from ground zero. I had to start from literally ground zero and recreate everything. And not that there was anything to recreate, because I didn't come from a bunch of money. My parents weren't rich. Renee's parents definitely weren't rich. And we didn't come from money. We came from poor, middle-class people. And that's what we came from. And so we had to, I had to work. And I want to give my children an advantage that will last for generations, not just my children, but my grandchildren, my great-grandchildren, where they can use these resources, where they can use everything that I've taken, and they can build upon that. That's how I think you get advantage, and that's what I'm passionate about, is people who think, well, my kid needs to do it all on his own. And we have 2 kids, 2 daughters who chose a different path. They don't want any of the resources we have. They don't care about what we've done, and we love them to death. Anna graduated 4.0 from college. She's done a great job with her college degree and getting that done. Did it all on her own, and has got a job, pays her rent, and we love her and proud of her. But once again, to me, it's like you're just on that hamster wheel of life.
Starting over on her own, and she's doing what she wants to do.
And she's very happy doing it, and we give her kudos for it.
Yeah. So hopefully Jack, Finn, and Kate have an advantage in the...
Well, hopefully they'll take advantage of that advantage.
Yeah. Wow.
Wow. Yeah, I'm trying to come up with a saying here. This is kind of what did I say earlier? A stoic. This is Stoic's view. I'm a stoic at heart. I love all the stoicism stuff. I'm into that, you know.
Oh my gosh. He shows me this Instagram stuff. You know, if we believed everything on social media, we would have no marriage problems. We would all be fit. We would have no money problems. And I'm fit. We wouldn't be in debt. We would have great relationships. Instagram it doesn't have all the answers, babe. Just saying. No,
but I am coming up with this philosophy of my own on my life. Just my life and our life is, and I'm paraphrasing here. I haven't put it all in words yet, and I probably should wait to put it all in words and have it truly fine tuned. But I'm going to give you a hint of it. I have spent the last 55 years of my life becoming a not money. Becoming a currency for my family and for the generations that come after me. And I hope they spend me wisely. And I hope I've raised them to spend me wisely, because that's my purpose. My purpose is to be spent wisely on the Whitakers that come after me, and for my children to have raised them to spend me wisely. And that's my goal.
You're valuable.
You're
invaluable.
I'm not saying valuable.
You're priceless.
I'm not saying I'm priceless.
Well, how are you a currency?
Because I'm spendable.
What does that look like? I don't understand. What does that spendable look like when you say I want my kids to spend me?
Use me.
Okay.
Spend me. Use my time. Use my wisdom. Use my ideas. Use everything I've learned in the last 55 years that I've cultivated into something that's of value that you can use and trade to make your life better.
Got it.
Spend me. Spend me wisely.
Spend me.
Don't waste me.
Yeah.
Don't leave me on the sidelines and just say, and some of our kids have left me on the sideline.
Pat you on the head. Well, that's Dad.
Yeah.
He doesn't know anything about money. He doesn't really know anything about
He doesn't know
anything.
anything. He's, and I get that. I get that. I can come across that way. I'm passionate about studying people and watching how people respond and react. And the comment sections, especially when I talk about stuff like this, I like to read them because I like to see what people have to say. And most of you agree with us. And we get the 40 or 50 comments of people who hate me or hate what I believe in or hate what. Just think, I'm no Donald Trump. Half the population of the world hate that man and would like to see him dead.
Can you imagine?
Can you imagine?
Being somebody in that position?
And then the other half hates the other side and wants to see them dead.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't care if half the population hates me. I only care that my tribe likes me. Yeah. And some of them don't even like me. That's fact, We're not perfect. We're just making it through. But I want to share these insights because if for no other reason, this stuff is on film for my grandkids, my great-grandkids, my great-great-grandkids to see how their grandfather, their ancestors thought and believed and what they thought about. And it's not just some vague idea
Yeah.
of what we believed.
Just some black and white picture where you're standing with no
Yeah.
emotion.
Yeah, with no emotion.
Yeah.
They get the verbatim from me. So whether any of our audience care what I say or not, the posterity of this will ring echoes through eternity to my children, my grandchildren, my great-grandchildren, and generations to come.
My camera just died.
Excellent. That was a good ending point.
So we're on this one. So lean up and say, all right, guys, on that note,
On that note, guys, podcast is over.
we look forward to seeing you guys out there,
Out there on the water.
Okay, everybody head in together. Or come closer. Come a little closer. Come closer. We're going to just...
sorry.
Keith, quit making weird faces. Stop making weird faces. Keith, you're making... There you go. Okay, we're not smiling.
I know!
No.
Here, hold on. Stop bobbing. Impossible.
God!